All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Florida Physique Report, episode number 33. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2015. I'm your host, John Hansen, and we're reporting live from the Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa, Florida. You can see the sign behind us. We got a new sign in the studio. All right, on today's show, we are going to be talking to Mike Matassa about the big 2015 Orlando Europa show, which was last weekend out in Orlando. They had a record number of competitions. The show, the NPC portion of the show at least, is now a national qualifier. So the number of competitors went from 180 competitors to almost 370 competitors. It was a huge, huge show. It was almost like a national level show. So we got a lot to talk about with Mike Matassa. That's going to be coming up right after the break. We also have an interview with August Lisec. August was the men's physique overall winner at the Orlando Europa. And he's a really top competitor. He's won a couple shows last year in 2014. Went to the Nationals and didn't make the top 10. He was a little disappointed about that. But now he's back. He's going to have a strong 2015. He won the overall here against some very, very tough competition. And he's going to the Junior USAs, which is in 3 more weeks. So before we talk to Mike Matassa about the Orlando Europa and we have our interview with August Lisec, I want to go over the competitions that are coming up this weekend, which is May 9th. We've got 2 shows again coming up this weekend on the same weekend. One of them is in the South Florida area in Miami. Mary Redondo and Serge Pacheco are holding the Gold Coast Classic, which is again going to be in Miami. It's a non-qualifying competition. So Mike Sansevero from NorthAmericanBodies.com will be down there taking pictures for us. And we also have a new representative for FloridaPhysique.com in the Southern Florida area. His name is Andreas Pera. And he is going to be there reporting on the show. We're going to have an interview with him next week. But he's also going to be doing interviews with Mike for the competitors who are the winners at that competition. So we look forward to seeing that. We're going to have a report on that competition next week. In addition to the Gold Coast Classic, we also have the Seminole Classic coming up this weekend in Sanford, Florida. That's going to be promoted by Marcus Nichols and Ty Pope. And that is also a non-qualifier. I will be at that show covering the competition and also doing interviews with the winners after the contest is over. I also want to mention my competition that I'm promoting. It's only 3 weeks away now. It's the NPC Natural Suncoast Classic. It's going to be taking place right here in Tampa, Florida at Jefferson High School. It is a drug-tested contest, but it's an NPC competition, and it is a qualifier for the Team Universe contest, which is a national level show, but it's also drug tested. So if you're a natural bodybuilder, if you're a natural bikini, figure, women's physique, men's physique, please come out and support the show. The entries are coming in now. We're going to have Jose Raymond guest posing. Also having Santiago Aragon, who just won the welterweight class at the NPC Nationals last year and is now an IFBB pro. He's also going to be guest posing. So we got really 2 excellent guest posers. In addition to that, we're going to be giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Annabelle Lopez. Annabelle was a top bodybuilder in the 1970s, and he competed drug-free throughout his career. So we're going to give a Lifetime Achievement Award to Annabelle Lopez at the show. So it's going to be a really, really great show. There's going to be a lot of guests and celebrities in attendance. If you can't compete in the show, please come out and support the show. Go to NPCNaturalSuncoast.com for more information if you want to get entry forms or tickets. And Jose Raymond will also be holding a seminar on that day at 3 o'clock at Jefferson High School. So you really want to come and check that out. It's going to be a 90-minute seminar talking with Jose Raymond about training, about diet, and you get to ask him questions one-on-one. So it's a great opportunity to learn from one of the best in the sport. All right, so that's it for the intro to the Florida Physique Report. We're going to hear from our sponsors right now. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by Michael Matassa, and me and him are going to go over the results of the NPC Orlando Europa, which took place last weekend. A huge contest, probably the biggest contest so far in the Florida area this year. And then right after that, we're going to have our interview with August Lisec, men's physique overall winner. We'll be right back with the Florida Physique Report. Okay, welcome back to the Florida Physique Report, and I am joined again by Michael Matassa, and we are going to talk about the results from the very big NPC Orlando Europa, which was held last Saturday in Orlando, Florida, and I think this was probably the biggest Orlando Europa ever, right, Mike?
As far as I know, yeah, they made it into a national qualifier this year, and basically, I think it's the only national qualifier that we have in our district before the Junior USAs.
Yeah.
So that would be one of the reasons why so many people rushed into it.
Yeah, I think they went from 180 competitors
and
last year.
there was some large classes.
Yeah. They went from 180 competitors last year to almost, I think it was 370 this year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
It was definitely, it was like a national level show.
Like a 7-hour prejudging or something. I heard it was just this, just a marathon.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well,
I guess we're kind of lucky we weren't there for the prejudging.
Yeah.
You didn't get out after midnight.
I knew it was going to be big when they started with the men's bodybuilding and the teenage, and they had, let's see, eight teenage bodybuilders. I mean, when's the last time you saw 8 teenage bodybuilders? Usually you get 1 or 2 if you're lucky.
Never. I think I saw that at the teen nationals one year.
Right, exactly. All right, well, let's talk about the amateurs first, the Orlando Europa amateur, and then we'll go to the pro division because they had both amateur and pro. So we'll start off with the men's bodybuilding. The teenage bodybuilding winner was Marcus Lewis, a very promising young bodybuilder. I saw Marcus win the Orlando Metro last year. That was his very first show, and that was sort of interesting because he actually went to high school at the Orlando where the contest was held. So that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And then he went into another teenage show. I forget which one it was, but there was no other teenagers, so he decided to go into the novice, and then he won the novice.
Yeah, so that's great.
He
looked good. He looked good on stage when he came up for the in the open class and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, so he went into the teenage here, and he won again against 8 other bodybuilders. And not a lot of size on him, but he's got a good symmetrical physique, and he had a really good posing routine, which I guess our friend Val, the DJ, helped him out with his posing. So
very cool.
And he said his favorite bodybuilder is Flex Wheeler, and you could tell by the way he poses. So I interviewed him after the show. That interview is on FloridaPhysique.com for those that want to see it. And he's a really nice young man. He just turned 19, so he's going to compete in about 4 or 5 more shows this year. And then who knows what he's going to do next year when he turns 20.
Yeah, hopefully I can get him over here in Daytona and do the team bodybuilding over at our show.
Yeah, I tried to talk him into coming and do my show too. So I think he's going to do the Tampa Bay Classic next.
Very cool. Big show.
Then they had a teenage bikini. Let's go over the teenage division first. Bikini only had 4 competitors. Hannah Barrett took first place in that with Tiffany Moore in second and Kaylee Eichfeld in third. So Hannah Barrett looked very good. She looked really good, very lean, especially for a teenager. And
yeah, I have to tell you, some of the teenagers we've been seeing, you're looking at them and go, wow, she should be in the least novice and in an open class too, and some of them are going to start winning all of them,
Yeah.
It's nice to see that these girls are really getting serious, I like to see they start young. Haven't seen some real quality teenagers since like Nicole Negrani back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. And it's good to have a lot of teenagers competing because that's the future of the sport, So
yes.
If the teenage classes are big, that means it's going to be good for the future and the next generation. All right, let's go to the teenage men physique next. That was even bigger than the bodybuilding. They had 10 competitors in that. And Istvan Lakados, who took second, I think, to Michael Rebello at the Miami Muscle a couple of weeks ago. And Michael Rebello didn't show up for these last 2 shows. And Istvan won that show last weekend down south, and then he also won the Orlando Europa. So he's on a roll. He's looking much better. So congratulations to him for winning that. He had a pretty tough division.
I mean, every division was pretty tough, it seems.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. All right, then in the bodybuilding masters division, they had some really good competitors there. Tim Tevin took first place in the Masters 30 to 39 class, and Antonio Vicente, who had a really thick physique, real thick legs and arms, he took second place, and Sean Fitzgerald was third. And then in the bodybuilding masters 40 to 49 class, Mick Akili took first place. Do you know him at all, Mike?
No, I don't. But I just saw at the end for the overall pitches, he looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he competed in Calvin Choi's show about 7 years ago, he said. That was his last show. So he came back after 7 years. He's about 44 years old, and he was shredded, man. This guy had a great physique. He weighed about 190 pounds, but he looked great on stage. Very symmetrical physique and really, really ripped, really prepared. He took first place, and David Scarpelli was in second place in that class. In the over 50 class, 50 to 59, Christopher Foster was the winner. And James Fish, who weighs about 140 pounds, he took second place.
Yeah.
And Ray Ramirez was in third. Ray was a monster. Ray had huge arms, really thick physique. So that was a good class for over 50. And then in the 60 to 69 class, they had two competitors. Steven Szymanski was in first, and Bill Long was in second. And then I believe Mick Akili won the overall. I'm not sure if they had an overall or not, but I think if they did, Mick Akili won the overall.
Yeah, they had some really, It's nice to see quality bodybuilding. It was nice. We went to a bodybuilding show and actually saw bodybuilding.
Yeah.
In all the different divisions, So it was really cool.
All right, going over to the men's bodybuilding novice, the lightweight class was won by Davier Maurer, and I've seen him compete before down south. The middleweight class was won by Justin Stubbs, who was a little bit thicker, not quite as ripped, but a little bit thicker. And then the heavyweight class went to Mason McCaffrey. And then they did have an overall in this. Mason McCaffrey, for some reason, didn't show up. They did the overalls at the end of the contest, so it was probably a couple hours later after they did the classes. But he didn't show up, and then Justin Stubbs beat out Davier Maurer for the overall. So Justin Stubbs was the overall winner in the novice bodybuilding. And
Justin seemed to have a nice symmetrical physique,
Yeah.
Conditioning could always be a little better. His legs could have been tighter and stuff, but he looked really good.
He had good overall size, so he just needs to come in a little harder next time.
Yeah, big upper body.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to the women's physique. They also had quite a few women's physique competitors, which was nice to see because we've been talking about that on the show, that there haven't been a lot of women's physique competitors.
Once again, it took a national qualifier to get them there,
Yeah.
Nice to see. I'd love to see them do some non-qualifiers to really work on their posing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I could say is that a lot of the girls just don't. Their posing isn't as crisp as it should be because they're doing one show to get ready for to qualify for a national show for a pro qualifier, and they're not spending the time with the art of the pose.
Yep. And posing is a huge aspect of women's physique,
especially in the comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I know when I was watching a lot of the posing. I mean, they're on the ground and doing a lot of things, and you're not really seeing the true beauty of the physique and the muscle. They're doing a push-up or something else. It's not fitness, Let's see you stand up there and give us show us your strength,
Right, that's true. All right, they had a novice women's physique, and they had 6 competitors there. Ashley Hamayek took first place, and Ashley had a really good physique, a lot of potential on her. I've actually seen her training at the Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa, and she's got some really excellent leg development. Really big girl, taller than everybody else.
Yeah,
wide
she's
shoulders,
tall.
really good structure.
Yeah, for being that tall to have that type of muscle,
yeah,
I was impressed. I was very impressed.
So she took first place in the novice, and then in the open division, they had 2 classes. They had a Class A and Class B. Stacy Wagner was the winner in Class A. Out of about 8 competitors. Tracy Ivy was second, and Julianne Trebbing was third.
Yeah, Stacy had nice arms, nice back, nice shoulders, midsection. Little weak in the glutes and hams, but she had a really nice physique. Her posing was crisp. I liked what I saw from Stacy. I'm sorry, from Tracy.
Yeah, Stacy.
Yeah.
And then in Class B, Ashley was the winner again. Ashley Hamayek, she took first place. And then in the overall, they did have an overall for this. Let's see. Stacey Wagner was the winner in the overall,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah, she just had more compact, more muscle,
Yeah.
Being that tall, Ashley would just have to be so much bigger to compete with the shorter girls. But it was good. I mean, I sat there for a second, looking, going, just debating for a second. But I like the symmetry of Stacy. I just think the suit. Once again, we talked about all this stuff. The suit, the tan, everything looked really good on her too. She spent time on everything.
Yeah, I think if I would have been a judge, I would have went with Ashley. I think she had a better overall structure, more size, better legs, but it had to be probably was a pretty close decision for the overall.
Yeah, I agree. I think Stacy may be a little more conditioned though.
Yeah.
And then they may even go in that way with almost with really no women bodybuilders showing up. You can go a little bit more on the condition, harder side, I guess, with the physique.
Right. All right, let's go back to the men's bodybuilding and the open division. They had quite a few competitors.
Yeah.
The bantamweight only had one competitor. That was James Fish again. Really small guy, only probably about 140, 145 pounds if he's a bantamweight. But he had good physique, good symmetry, good shape. He looked good doing the poses. He did a lot of old school posing, a lot of the Larry Scott or Arnold poses, and he looked really good.
Yeah, he was ripped, you know. But what can you see? You can't take it away when someone comes to condition,
Right. And he was happy to win. He's happy to be there. So.
Oh, most definitely.
In the lightweight class, they had 4 competitors, and Davier Maurer, who won his class in the novice, came back in the open and won first place again, beating out a tougher group of people. He beat Antonio Petco and Chris McMullen.
Yeah, and once again, conditioning, great midsection. He knows what his strengths were, and he played to those.
Right.
He hid the weaknesses and really showed everyone what he had. It's really interesting. That's something a more seasoned competitor would do.
Yeah.
And he's doing all these things. It's great to see.
The middleweight class only had 3 competitors, so not too many people there. Sean Fitzgerald, who I think is trained by Eddie Robinson, the former pro bodybuilder. He took first place. He had good thickness. Brett Gahagan, who was really ripped, he took second, and Edwin Morris was in third. Yeah,
great upper body on Sean. I like to see more conditioning in his hams and glutes and his leg development. But from the waist up, beautiful physique.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really nice to look at. Great conditioning, great lines, great striations in the chest, full chest, round delts, well deserved.
Yeah. Then going to the light heavyweights, Mick Achille again, who won his class in the 40 to 49 in the Masters. He takes first place in the Open, beating out again a much tighter or bigger group of competitors. James Sada was in second place, and Eric Ruiz from Team Freak Physique, he was in third place. And this was a really good top 3, but Mick Achille was just shredded.
Yeah, and you know what? For his height, the symmetry was there. I think he has, like Arnold was just saying, beautiful physique, something you see on the beach that you want to emulate.
Yeah.
This guy has it. I mean,
he does, yeah.
Just a really crisp, nice bodybuilding physique. Small waist, ripped, obliques, abs, sartorius coming out of his quads. I mean, looked really good. Good size for his arms. Quality physique.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the kind of physique you would like to have, walking down the beach. I mean, this guy's got a really great-looking, symmetrical physique and really ripped. You could tell he did his homework.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. He was ready for this show. Hopefully Mick will take a step up to the Nationals up in Pittsburgh and do some damage. I think he'd do really well. I hope he tries.
Especially coming back after 7 years off. I mean, usually when people take 7 years off, it's hard to hit the diet. And he went from competing... Last time he competed, he was in his mid-30s. Now he's in his mid-40s. So that's a big change. Once you turn 40, your body does change a little bit. So hats off to him to be able to really nail that conditioning and come in top shape. His first show back after 7 years. Some people may not realize how tough that is.
Oh, and as you said, once you hit that 40, trust me.
Yeah.
Seems like every year after 40 is like another 10 in dog years or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, that's to hit the diet like that. He was coached well and did a really, really good job.
Actually, I think he does his own diet. He's not coached by anybody. Also mentioned he did. There was like almost 20 competitors in that class, so that was a very tough class.
Huge class.
Yeah. All right, then we go over to the heavyweights. They had about 9 competitors in the heavyweights, and David Fenty, who is actually a national level competitor, I saw him compete at the nationals last year, and he made a big impact there, almost making the top 5, and I think he has made the top 5 before. This guy's got a great physique. He just steamrolled over the class.
Yeah, David's just freaky. He's got one of the most incredible backs I've ever seen. I mean, his back development was probably up in par with probably most of the pros that took the stage at the Europa.
Yeah.
But as big as that back is, that symmetry has to follow, and he's really did a good job is bringing his legs and arms up to match his back.
Yeah.
So, he's absolutely incredible. His sartorius looked like huge ribbons going down his quads.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best conditioned I've seen him. He looked much better at this show actually than he did at the nationals. He really came on point for this show, and he impressed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, the audience.
I was sitting next to Peter McGuff from Muscular Development Magazine, and he's a big fan of David. He said he actually thought David was going to win his class last year at the nationals because he said David impressed him the most out of anybody in that class. And he also said David was probably more conditioned than any of the pros on stage that night at the Europa.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say, I like Michael Lockett looked really good, who came in second in the pro.
Yeah.
But other than the top 2 or 3 guys in the pros, yeah, he was better conditioned than almost any of those other pros up there.
Yeah.
Most definitely, I have to agree.
And then in the overall, a surprise decision, Mick Achille beats out David Fenty for the overall. So the conditioning beat the mass.
You can't take anything away from the guy that won the overall. I mean, as we said, he's got one of those physiques that's pretty to look at.
Yeah.
And I think you as well as I, we thought David had it just because it's a national qualifier and it's put you up on that next level, And but it was well earned. He brought a great package, great symmetry, and he beat Dave. The judges thought that Dave may have been a little too much or something. I don't know.
And then I should also mention there was a super heavyweight class. I don't want to leave those guys out. Only 2 guys. Chad Todaro.
Yeah, 2 guys in super heavyweight.
Yeah, Chad Todaro won first place over Jason Frost. And Chad also looked good. Good leg development, really cut, really in condition for a super heavyweight.
Yeah. I'd like to see some bigger legs on that, though, on the super heavy. He was ripped, but I think his upper body was way much bigger than his legs. So I think his quad development was lacking a little bit in size, but conditioning-wise, he was vascular. He was shredded. Nice deep cuts. VMO was ribboned and stuff. So he looked really good, but he got some improvement to do. But in the super heavyweight class on the state level, he does really well.
Yeah.
He looks really good. We'll just have to pick up that leg development up a notch and to do some damage on the nationals, I think.
Right. And David Fenty, even though he didn't win the overall, it's got to be a victory for him because, like you said, he probably looked better here than he did at the nationals, and I'm sure he's going to go probably to the Junior USA or some national level show to try and get his pro card.
Yeah, I don't know if Jamie's going to rush him into the Junior USA or not. I mean, I think maybe strike when the iron's hot kind of a thing and go make a statement if you can hold on to it that long. Well, 4 weeks is 4 weeks is a long time to maybe hold on and bring back a package just as good as this was. But I think with Jamie's instruction and stuff, and as fired up as David is, I think he can hold on to it and be even sharper for the juniors and really make some waves up there and set the record straight probably for himself.
Well, actually, the Junior USA isn't a pro qualifier anyway, so he would.
I thought the overall one.
No, just the USA or the Nationals or Team Universe or the Masters Nationals, but not the junior contest, not the Junior USA or Junior Nationals. So, but he could do it. He could do a national level show just to make an impact on the national level, or he just may want to go for just try and get his pro card.
Yeah, just wait until November again.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, let's go over to the Masters Bikini division. And the Bikini Masters over 30, Anna Morales, who's got a really nice physique, very lean, good abs, real nice smile on stage. I've seen her compete before. I think she's competed in the southern Florida area. She took first place with Keisha McKenzie in second, and Olme Abanes in third. And Shannon Munn, who just won the Orlando Metro a couple weeks ago, she took fourth place. And Ella Kapul Jenkins was in fifth. So a couple Florida girls in there in the mix. And congratulations to Anna Morales. She looked really good.
Yeah, very, very good. Tall girl.
Yeah.
Skin tone looked great. Like we talked about, everything else, the suit, the hair, the makeup, everything looked really, really good. She really did stand out with all the other girls. And the other girls looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, kudos to her. She looked really good and deserved that.
All right, then moving over to the Bikini Masters over 40, Tamika Allen was in first place with Yamilka Zutz in second and Soledad Virginia Luckman in third.
Yeah, I think any one of the top three could have won that class. I think that may have been really close. But I mean, that was really tough. And once again, you had Ella coming in that case as well from the I think she did 3 or 4 different classes in the Masters in bikini.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean they all look really good, and it's nice to see these girls over 40 just come in great shape. It's I'd like to see more of that. I think you're going to see more of the over 40 girls in bikini now too. They're really seeing that a lot of the promoters are having these over 40 divisions for them, so they actually have more competition for themselves rather than going up against the young girls in the over 30 or in the open classes. So
right.
Some quality physiques out there in these over 40 bikini girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ladies.
And then they also had an over 50 class, only 2 competitors, and Terrain Saro was in first and Melia Summer was in second.
Yeah, Terrain's a busy competitor. She's done several shows this year and several last year. But the thing is, she's getting better every time. So she's not going backwards. She's not over competing and doing damage to herself. So good for Terrain, and hopefully she'll keep it up. And hopefully I'll see her again at my show this year. You never know; she may show up at your show. I think that would be a good one for her to hit as well. So I think so. That she may be going over to the West Coast for one. I'm not sure, but yeah.
All right, let's go over to the figure division. In the Masters division in figure, Jordana Alanon won the over 30 class with Johanna Bliss in second and Daemi Sapiro in third. And Jordana has a really, really good physique. I saw her compete several times last year, and she just won the Miami Muscle about 2 weeks ago, and now she wins this one, the Europa, so she's on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a great little physique. She's one of the shortest of the competitors, but Dynamite comes in small packages sometimes, and she had great conditioning, great suit. She looked really good. Her posing was really good. You can't take anything away from her. The competition was pretty stiff too, so she earned that one.
Yeah, this was a very tough class all over. I mean, tough contest all over.
Oh, definitely.
Then in the over 40 figure masters, Melita Simmons was in first with Amy Royale in second, and then Sage Hansen in third place. Yeah,
I mean, really tough class because I believe the overall winner from the Galaxy, that overall winner didn't even. I think she came in 5th in that class, so that shows you how tough that division was.
Yeah.
Very tough class.
All right, now we go over to the over 50 division in the figure masters, and Susan McDonald was the winner with Catherine Fratello in second, Lisa Sparling in third, E.J. Gibson was in fourth, and Winifred Torres was in fifth.
Yeah, I think that was a tough class. A lot of people had different views of that. I really like Catherine, who came in second place. I thought she had a real balanced, really nice waistline and shoulders. Yeah. But I think that could have won either way. That was tough between the top 2 or 3 girls in that class. So well-deserved win for Susan. Catherine looked really good. Lisa looked good too. 50 years old. I mean, hope I look that good in a couple of years. I'll tell you. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to stand next to him. I don't know about you. Although my calves look pretty good in heels, but I don't think I can pull the bikini off anymore.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Masters division in the men's physique. And in the over 30, 19 competitors, almost 20 competitors in the Masters men's physique.
Yeah. Wish there was a height in that class, because it would have been interesting to see, because there was some quality shorter guys in there.
Yeah.
That would have looked really good together compared to different height differences. So, I think when you have a class that big, you got to start having, tall and short to make it a little even for everybody. But, that's only one man's opinion.
Yeah, so Darren Norris takes first place there. He's got a really good physique, good thickness. I've seen him compete in the southern Florida area before. He's won quite a few shows out there. And Ted Civil was in second. Ted trains at my gym, Powerhouse Gym in downtown Tampa. And I think this was the best Ted's ever looked. Michael Walsh was in third. Kieran Phoenix was fourth. And Dion German was in fifth place.
Yeah, as we said, Ted always looks good. He always comes to try to win. But yeah, Darren had a real good look about him. He had that confidence on stage. I think he can do some work on his posing to make him look even better. But quality physique, good muscle, good mature muscle, nice round muscle bellies, good conditioning. I think the tattoos may hurt Kieran a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got to really try to block those out a little better. Seems to take away from his development in his arms and shoulders a little bit. It all kind of like blends in or something.
Yeah.
But he has a great physique,
Mm-hmm.
He really does.
Then going to the over 40 men's physique masters, Frank Schultz was the winner, with perennial favorite Frank Zame in second, and Richard Cameron in third, Jeff Lanier in fourth, and Anthony Van Dunn in fifth.
Yeah, great class, I think. Glad I wasn't there on stage. But yeah, I tell you what, when you beat Frank, same, you're doing something. So Frank always comes in shape and ready to rock and roll. So Frank Schultz did a great job. Nice small waist. Like to see a little better posing on him. I don't think his posing was real crisp. He can be a little more comfortable on stage. A little full of chest next time, but great conditioning, nice taper, job well done. That was a good over 40 class. Everybody was in shape. Everyone had nice physiques up there.
Yeah, and you mentioned Frank Zame. You may not realize it, but Frank's actually over 50, and they had.
I do know he's over 50.
Yeah,
he better stay over 50 and stay out of the over 40 division.
I think he actually did all three. He did over 30, over 40, and over 50.
I believe so.
But he won the over 50 class. He beat out Austin Aronson.
Yeah. And Frank's a national level competitor. He even steps on stage in the open class and at the nationals, and sometimes gets top 5 or just misses it.
Yeah.
So he's a quality competitor from down south.
All right. Now this contest also had a fitness contest. They had a fitness open, and Marissa Herring was in first place, with Tony Naramore in second, and Victoria Brown in third, and Jennifer Whitman was in fourth. Yeah,
it's nice to see the fitness up there again. It used to be real big a few years ago.
Yeah,
and
bikini.
It's disappointing not seeing it enough. The girls doing the routines. It's either the girl does a really good routine or the poor routine. All these ladies did a pretty good job out there, and well-deserved win. She looked really good. Hopefully they'll keep going on to the next level and maybe do a few more local shows. And I have fitness in my show. I don't know if you do in yours.
No, I don't.
I just hope they show up,
Yeah.
It's there if they want to come. So
right.
I like to see more girls out there. I know it's rough on their bodies because we don't have any kind of cushion to the floor, and they're landing on the wood floors of the stages and stuff that are just solid hardwood, and it's rough on them when they do their tumbling runs and stuff. But I like to see more fitness girls up there.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over to the novice division in figure. They had 2 classes, Class A and B, and looks like Holland Cantor was the first place winner in Class A, with Alyssa Graham in second and Amy Royale in third.
Yeah, it looked like a really tough class. I think I'd like to see a little more conditioning out of the winner, but she had great shape.
Yeah.
Some that shape pulled her out. Some of the girls just were lacking something. Either the conditioning was there, but they didn't have the shape and the size. So congratulations to her. That was a pretty tough class.
Yeah. And then in novice figure B, Magali Valbrun was first place with Angela Kerrigan in second, Jasmine Campbell third, and Tammy Eady in fourth place.
Yeah, some three real good competitors right there, first, second, and third. Maggie looked really good, great shoulders. I mean, I want to have shoulders like her.
Yeah, she does have great shoulders.
Big, full shoulders. I mean, almost to the point where she has to go to Physique almost. I mean, but conditioning is really good. Good job. It's nice to see once again. I mean, more competitors, more people coming in and doing it. I like it.
Yeah. All right, then we go over to the figure open, and you only had about 7 competitors in Class A, but Jordana Alanon was first place again, and she beat out Amanda Finelli in second and Elena Nielsen in third.
Yeah, I think she was, the class of the class of the class. She looked really good. Everything was there, compared to the other girls. These girls have to really spend time on their posing and making themselves look better on stage, I think. I think a couple of the girls had really good physiques, but they didn't show themselves as well in the quarter turns and in their personal turns. Mm-hmm. People really need to spend more time on their posing. But it was a tough class. And well-deserved win.
Yeah, Jordana's got great delts, very small waist, and good legs. So when she stands there relaxed to the front and she holds herself just perfect, she's got a really, really symmetrical physique. She really stands out.
Yeah, and like I said before, I'd like to see a little bit more in the ab development for her conditioning-wise, but everything else, quads have some lines in them, nice separation, glute ham, back is really good.
Yeah.
She spends a little more time. She's going to be dangerous. She's got a great look on stage.
All right, going over to Class B, Holland Cantor won again. She won the novice, and now she wins also the open. And Samantha Cohen was in second with Johanna Bliss in third place. Alyssa Graham is in fourth, and Hope Trask was in fifth. Yep.
Know most of those competitors pretty well. They've all been around for a while. It's nice to see Hope back on stage again. So it was good to see her get a top 5 finish. Personally, I think Samantha looked really good.
Samantha Cohen in second?
Yeah, she looked really good. Conditioning was really good. Holland Cantor looked good, great. Once again, she had that size over the girls. More roundness in her quads and stuff, and her shoulders and her back. Not as straight up and down as some of the other girls, but I think the conditioning needs to be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, her legs were good. Really good strong point.
Yeah, amazing. Almost overpowering to when you're looking at it, to me.
Yeah.
But she looked really good.
And then in figure open Class C, Dayami Capiro was in first place with Kimberly Reed in second and Zaskia Alarcon in third. Chanel Fisher was fourth, and Esther Kelly was in fifth.
The one, the overall, at the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And here she placed fifth. So that tells you the competition that was here and all the girls that showed up. I think, what was there, 12 girls in this class? Nice size class.
12 girls, right.
The winner looked really good. Her skin tone was great. The tan was good. The suit looked really well. She deserved this win. She beat some quality girls up there, so congratulations to her.
And Kimberly Reed just won the Orlando Metro a couple weeks ago, and now she comes to a much bigger show and places second, so she did really well also.
Definitely stepping up in competition and answering.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to the men's physique novice. In Class A, Murad Shams was the first place winner with Jamil Isat in second, Glenn Parada in third, Christian Gutierrez was fourth, and Ivan Williams was fifth.
Men's physique is, some of the stacked divisions in the competitions now. All the guys look really good. I think your first place winner, just his presentation was a lot better. The guys have to really practice on their posing. They don't, even though it's not bodybuilding, you're not doing quarters and you're not doing your mandatories and stuff. You've got to make an impact when you hit the stage. You just can't have ripped abs and not be able to show yourself as well. And Murad did a great job with his presentation and had a great look about him and did a great job. Tough class.
And 20 guys in that class, Mike.
Amazing. I mean, that's almost national level. I mean, getting there, size wise.
All right, and then we go over to Class B, another big class, probably about 18 competitors in that class. Shahiz Almonte was first place with Anthony Rhodes in second. Benji Harris was third. Kirk Shaw was fourth. And Daniel Mumford was fifth.
Yeah, once again, all the guys looked really good. Shahiz, we got to get guys so we can pronounce their names a lot easier in these classes. But he looked really good. Great, that GQ look. Clean physique, nice round muscle bellies, good conditioning. Everybody in the top 5 really looked pretty good. Looked good. I mean, I didn't see the score sheets and stuff, but I guarantee there was a lot of close numbers on there.
Yeah, Shahiz had really good symmetry. I know it's just standing relaxed. He seemed like he had the best combination of the wide shoulders and the small waist.
Great taper, Also, you knew how to stand too. So he really made that pose pay off for him with that small waist.
Anthony Rhodes looked good too, but again, he's another one who has, I think, quite a few tattoos, although he did cover it up pretty good.
Yeah, almost too much. He was almost too dark.
Yeah.
It almost stole from his physique a little bit, where the lighting wasn't bright enough to show a lot of what he had. He was kind of covering himself too much almost.
And Benji Harris really impressed me when he came out. I mean, just not the smallest waist, but really great condition, man. That guy had like rock hard abs, just a real rugged looking physique as far as the abs go.
Definitely, yeah. And it's nice to see that they're going more than just abs. Like a couple of years, you had abs, you won. It didn't matter what your shoulders or back looked like. So it's nice to see that actually the symmetry and everything else is coming into play. And but yeah, you can't take anything away from him. Job well done, good conditioning. He just needs a little more balance.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to the men's physique class, or the men's physique open. Huge classes, obviously. 22 competitors in Class A. Kevin Moreno, who I've seen compete in the southern Florida area, he took first place. Very polished look, very clean look. Ted Civil, again, placing second in the open division. He did very well. Chris Palmer was third. Dwayne Hagebrook was fourth, and Vincent Tardo was fifth.
Yeah, Kevin just had that. What we talked about, that tapering and that narrow waist, nice back, shoulders, chest full. The other guys were a little blockier for the most part compared to Kevin, and well deserved. Great look on stage, presented himself well, knew the angles and stuff. Good job.
That Dwayne Hagebrook really impressed me. Huge chest, rock hard abs, real good delts, long arms, almost like a bodybuilder upper body. Really good physique.
Exactly, and then he needs to learn how to pose, not like a bodybuilder. He's got to take different angles and stuff and show himself a little bit better. Take that waist down a little bit,
Yeah. Okay. All right, Class B, another big class. Looks like another 20 competitors. Roman Tillman was the winner in first place. Murad Shams, who won the novice, was in second. Joshua Tabor was third. Rakeem Gale was fourth, and Michael Gray was fifth.
Yeah, great class. Michael Gray won the overall down at the Galaxy a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
No, he was tied for the overall. Came in second, yeah. Won his class and was a tie for the overall.
Yeah, you liked his physique, though.
Got top 5 here, so it tells you how tough that class was.
Yeah.
Roman looked good. I would like to see more muscularity on him. Symmetry was off a little bit, I think. The couple other guys I thought one had a better chest, but the other one, and then his conditioning wasn't as good. The other guys had great conditioning, good abs, but his chest wasn't as full. So the package-wise, Roman had a better package than the majority of them, but I like to see Roman be a little fuller in his upper body, and I think he could do real well at the next level.
Okay.
I don't know if he over-depleted or something, but I'd like to see him just a little fuller.
All right, let's go over to Class C. Another big class, not quite as many as the other two, but August Lisec was first place. Eric Fernandez was second. Tim Barton third. Derek McAllister fourth. And Anthony Rhodes was in fifth.
Yeah, top 3 guys looked incredible. August looked really good. As we said, the fullness, right? Great fullness in his shoulders, his chest, nice taper, rock hard abs, and a nice little GQ look to him. He smiled on stage, looked relaxed, had a nice confidence about him. The other two guys, though, Eric and Tim, they look really good. I mean, if it was a unanimous vote, I don't know how, because looking at him, one of those other guys could have been up there for first place votes as well. Tough class, great victory for August. When you win a class like that tough, gives you a lot of confidence for the overall. So
yeah,
when he stepped up to the overall stage, it helped. This win helped him there.
Yeah, August has got a great look. He competed in the Chris Eady's Southeastern USA last year and took the overall there, and also won the overall at a show in Kentucky. But then he went to the Nationals, and I think he over-depleted. I just did an interview with him. He said he was only like 184 for the Nationals. Too real hard and lean, but too depleted.
Yeah.
Came in
about 195, almost maybe 198 here. I don't know what he was.
Yeah, he was 194, so he was like 10 pounds heavier than he was at the Nationals, and I think that look suits him better.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah, and Eric Fernandez, great physique, always got really good shape, and he just needed to come in, I think, a little bit harder in order to take first place here.
Definitely better conditioning.
All right, let's go to Class D, which was the final class. Juan Rodriguez was first place over Darren Norris, and Bogdan Yordanov was third place. Shahiz Altamonte was the winner in the novice, was fourth place, and Ernst Ambrose was fifth. Yeah,
tough class. All the guys look good. I mean, you had the novice winner in there as well. The conditioning, I think, pulled it out for Juan. His conditioning was right on. I'd like to see a little more back development from him with bringing the taper in a little bit. But other than that, I mean, he well-deserved win. Tough competition. He beat some quality guys up there.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tough class. So then in the overall, August Lisec was the winner.
Yeah, August, when you compare it to everyone else, when August just had the total package. The taper, the abs, conditioning, the fullness. We talk about that muscle roundness, not over-depleted. He looked big. He looked big. He was hard. He looked really good. He deserved that.
Yeah, he's got a great look. I think he could do really well on the national level.
Oh, he's going to. He's definitely going to. He just can't overthink it, I think.
He's going to the Junior USAs in a few weeks.
Yeah, he should do well. Going to be some competition there with Chaz and some other guys there, but he should do well.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the bikini. In the novice class, they had a Class A. All right, bikini Class A in the novice, there was about 14 competitors. Veronica Betancourt was the winner in first place, with Carla Aguelo in second, and Marie Irving in third. Samantha Bage was fourth, and Ashley Kiley was in fifth.
Yeah, very diverse novice class. They're all types of different shapes and sizes. Different levels of conditioning and everything. Tough class to really, I think, to score. Veronica looked good. I think she needs to be a little more relaxed and do a better job on her posing, but well-deserved look when she had just a little better conditioning than the other girls that were on stage. If the other girls were better conditioned, I think they'll do better the next time they step on stage. People forget that even though it's bikini, still got to have a certain level of conditioning to pull out a victory,
Yeah. Then in novice class B, Alti Schaefer was first place with Ashley Mueller in second. Sarah Wu was third. Shirley Font in fourth, and Jennifer Messer, who we just talked about, I think last week, right, Mike? She was in fifth place.
Yes. Once again, the girls look good. They need to really focus on their skin tone, the color of the suits they pick. Sometimes it just doesn't flatter the physique as well. This doesn't flow as well. The posing has to work out well, and I think that's what worked for Allie there. She just the suit color just worked for her. The posing really showed off her physique better than the other girls, and and the conditioning was a little bit was above the other girls as well.
Yeah. All right, and then we go to Class C. Really good talent in this class. Lindsay Malam was first place with Pamela Knight second, Dominique Kinnear in third, Claudia Vargas fourth, and Zizi Kohler in fifth. I thought this was a really high-quality class. Lindsay Malam looked good. Pamela Knight looked good. Dominique Kinnear looked good. Even Zizi Kohler in fifth looked really good.
Oh, I think when the fifth place girl got called out, people were like, "What?" And then the fourth place girl, "What?"
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of people thinking that those fourth and fifth should have been a lot higher. But Lindsay just had some stage presence about her. She really knew how to present her body, her hair. I hate to sound like fashion police or something like that, but I mean, she had it all together. She really looked good. And taking nothing away from the other girls. I mean, all different body styles again, but they all had conditioning. They all looked good. One was just better on that day.
Yeah.
Then none of those girls have anything to be ashamed about. They were beat by a quality girl, and any other day, I think one of those other girls could win.
Yep. All right, now we go over to the open division. Ton of competitors. Let's see here. We got 26 competitors, Mike, in Class A alone. In the open.
But I'm not sitting on that judging panel, man, for all that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Horacio Casco was the first place winner. Carla Aguelo was second. Cindy Pera was third. Mariala Melendez was fourth. And Alexandra Feliciano was in fifth.
Yeah. Once again, here you go. All the girls were in condition. Tough class. But I think the stage presentation of Rocio really stood out among the other girls and put her above the other girls. I think it was really close between the top three girls. Well deserved victory though. That was a tough class.
Yeah, show you how tough this was. Veronica Betancourt, who just won her class in the novice, was down to 7th in the open, and Otamika Allen, who won her class in the masters, was down to 11th. And other competitors like Julissa Aquino and Carol Leonard, who I've seen win competitions around here in the Florida area, they were down in the 14th, 15th area. So this was a very tough class.
Yeah, it's almost like a national level class. It's like good experience for these girls though to go to the next level, so they know what to expect.
Yeah,
they know if they're going to do something on the next level, they really better bring their A game.
Right, exactly. All right, now we go over to Class B, another huge class, about 24 competitors. Bruno Costa looked very good in first place. Andrea Guerrero was second. Gabriela Sanchez was third. Kristen Overstreet fourth, and Marian Galang was fifth.
Yeah, I think Marian looked really good. I think she just needs to put a little more muscle on. She looked a little thin, but she got a great look on stage. Mm-hmm. Bruna, other than she just blew everyone away. She just was, I think, heads above everyone else. Great everything. Posing was great. The suit worked for her. Just great conditioning. She had just what you needed for that class. Tough class. She looked really good. She really did her homework. She looked awesome.
All right, then we go over to Class C. Only about 10 competitors in this, so not quite as big as the other classes.
Only 10.
Janelle Morales was first. Soledad Virginia Luckman was second. Angela Mills was third. Amber Bogart was fifth. And Shirley Font was fifth. And this looked really
tough class to score, I think.
Yeah.
Bikini still gives me a hard time when I'm judging myself. I'm looking at it, doing it. I'm like, I think personally, I thought 282 looked really good.
262, Angela Mills.
262, yeah, Angela. I thought Angela looked really, really good in third place. I thought I had her a little higher than the other girls, but they were very close.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Angela was going to win, actually.
Yeah. So, but it was a tough class. I mean, they were all pretty equal. Yeah. So the judges had some hard work in front of them, and congratulations to Janelle. She pulled out a tough class. She beat some quality girls there.
All right, then we go over to Class D, another huge class, about 25 competitors. Tara Coenke was first place, with Courtney Garbo in second, Brittany Guerrero in third, Marcia Goncalves in fourth, and Brittany Uni in fifth.
Yeah, Tara was, I think, the class of the of that height class. She looked really good. Stage presentation, everything was really good. But the other girls were ready, came to play. I mean, there's 20 girls in that class.
25.
I mean, 25. I mean, to pull 5 out, I mean, it's a hard job sometimes, and she did a great job.
Yeah, Marcia Goncalves, I thought looked very good also in 4th place.
Yeah, I think she may have just been a little too soft. I think I liked her shape and her presentation, but I think she just wasn't just conditioned as I'd like to see her.
Yeah, she won her class at the Miami Muscle a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, she's got a great look. She's going to do real well at the national level.
Yeah.
This is just a temporary setback for her coming in, not winning this class.
Right. All right, and then finally the last class of the evening, Bikini Open Class E. Anna Morales wins again. She won the novice, I believe, was it the novice or masters over 30? I think it was the over 30. She takes first place again. Keisha McKenzie, who was second to her, takes second place again. And Adriana Vallejo was in 3rd, Dominique Kinnear in 4th, and Erica Gerstner was in 5th.
Yeah, great class. I mean, it was pretty tough. Keisha and Anna battling out again. But Anna, I think, just had a better stage presentation, and she just a little better conditioned, I think, than Keisha. Keisha, can take nothing away from Keisha. She looked really good. I think she's going to do real well too. They need to stop competing against one another.
Yeah, Anna's got a very pleasant look on stage. Her smile is very pleasing, and I think that comes across really well. Yeah,
That's the thing. When you look, when I look at them, the one that looks the most relaxed and just lets it all, not saying hang out, but just lets it all out there, relaxes. They're the ones that just they know they did their homework and stuff. They're not trying to hide anything, and they just know how to present themselves better.
Yeah, and I imagine that takes some practice too.
Oh yeah.
And then in the overall bikini, very, very tough class. Tara Koenke was the overall winner.
Yeah, and it was amazing. In the overall, she stood out. As good as all those girls were, Tara just really stood out, and I think was a pretty easy selection for the overall.
Yeah.
Great look for her. The suit was great. The color was great. The tan was really good. Conditioning was just right on, just the right amount of muscle, I think. She looked really good.
All right, and so that's the wrap-up of the amateur division of the NPC Orlando Europa, and we have pictures and full results, Mike, full results. We've got all the competitors listed in the contest report on FloridaPhysique.com. We have pictures by myself, pictures by you, and I also want to mention Mike Sansevero was also there. Mike's a contributor to FloridaPhysique.com, and he has all the contest pictures on his website, which is FloridaContestPics.com. So if you're looking for a competitor you don't see on our report, go to FloridaContestPics.com, and you should be able to see them there.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the professionals, because this was also a professional class. They had bodybuilding, men's bodybuilding, which is great to see, professional. They also had pro fitness, and they had pro women's physique. So let's start with the pro women's physique, Mike. Looks like a huge division. Huge
class. And not one of the biggest ones I've seen either, but a big class. I think you've got so many women dropping down from bodybuilding into women's physique, and that's why these classes are so big. With this one, I like to know what the average age was of the competitors, because I mean, a lot of these girls would seem to be massive competitors. I mean, there was if it was the average age was 35 or more, I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
A lot of older ladies competing in this division. Some incredible physiques.
Ian Carroll wins first place from Glen Burnie, Maryland, which is Kevin Levroni's hometown. And you said she pretty much blew everybody away, huh?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw her walk on stage, I was like, boom, that's it right there. She just looked incredible. Conditioning was on, just the right amount of roundness and fullness, conditioning. Everything was just perfect on her.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, she was just, I mean, usually you can't just say that about one person, She just, boom. There was really no competition. I think everything else was the second, third, fourth, and fifth after that.
How do you think she'll do in the Women's Physique Olympia?
She's shorter. So I don't know. And you stand her next to Juliana. Juliana has so much muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And it all depends on what the judges are going to be looking for there. I mean, this is a great balanced physique. Her symmetry was there. Conditioning was great. I would put her right up there with DLB and the other girls. When you talk about Juliana's just a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, her legs are phenomenal. I wish I had legs like that when I was bodybuilding. I mean,
Right.
She's incredible. But I think Ayana is going to do really good. She's got a great personality. She really knows how to pose. She spent time on it. Every pose was just incredible.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome physique. I was blown away. It really was.
And then Rachel Baker, also from Maryland, she took second place.
Second place, can't take anything away from Rachel. She just ran into a buzzsaw with Ayana.
Yeah.
Looked really good, great fullness, good conditioning. You like to see a little bit more in her glutes and hams. A lot of the ladies competing in the women's physique, their hams and glutes just weren't as tight as they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
She looked really good. Can't take anything away from it.
All right, and then in third place was Michelle Horan, who is from Melbourne, Florida, and she's trained by Jamie Iboni.
Yeah, Michelle looked great. Good balance, good posing routine. I think a little more work conditioning wise, and she'll be right there. She'll be ready.
Okay.
Great back. I like Michelle. I really did.
And then Frances Mendez from Mobile, Alabama was fourth. She's always in great shape, always very ripped.
Yeah. I think she was just outclassed by the other ladies this time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just run into, all these ladies up on stage, and you just run into somebody who's better than you. And this time she did. But the top five girls, they all looked really good.
And I should also mention Rosella Joseph from Green Acres, Florida, was in fifth.
Yeah, Florida was represented well at this show. I think once again maybe a little more conditioning on her part, and she brought a really good package. Nice fullness to a muscle. Better conditioning. I think she'll place a little higher next time.
Yeah. All right. Then they also had a fitness division, and Michelle Blank, who's usually around here in the Florida area. She's from Georgia, nearby Georgia. And
I think she just moved to Florida.
Oh, she did? Okay.
I think so.
I heard that. So she took first place.
Michelle, as always, on point, especially with her routine. Routine was really good. Her physique, conditioning was right there. Well-deserved win. She looked really good. I think hands down, she probably won it across the board. And well-deserved Olympia bid for her.
Okay.
So congratulations to Michelle. She looked really good. Always does. Great personality. Poses well. Everything. What can you say? She's a true champion,
Yeah.
All the way around. Great lady.
And Rael Graber from Canada was in second.
Yeah, a great physique. Probably routine was better than her physique. That probably what cost her in this show. I think she needs to just be better conditioned, a little more symmetrical, but her routine was really good. Combined it together, she looked really good. At any other show, if Michelle wasn't there, this woman would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Marta Aguilar was third place, and she's from Uruguay.
Yeah, great physique, really good physique. I think her routine cost her a little bit. She wasn't as polished on her routine. I sound like Dick Buttons or somebody doing it, but I've helped several girls turn pro in the fitness division, so I do know what I'm talking a little bit. She didn't finish her routine, all her little moves as well as she should have. The speed throughout the routine wasn't as good. If she can match her physique to the routine, she's going to win a show.
Okay. All right, let's go over to the men's bodybuilding. They had 15 competitors, and I hear from what everybody said, I didn't see it, but Fayoud Abiad from Canada was pretty much unanimous first place.
It's really incredible because when he first came out for the finals, I thought Michael Lockett looked a lot better than he did. But as they were posing, man, Foa just got harder and fuller, and it's amazing how he just exploded almost. It was amazing. Conditioning was really good. He has that bigger midsection look, but I mean, everything else is big too, though. I mean,
Yeah.
the quads, the glutes, the back, the shoulders, everything is just huge. Great conditioning. He was very emotional when he won this. Finally, he pulled it out, did a great job. He looked really good. Can't take anything away from him. But as I said, when he first came out, he wasn't as good as he was as he started posing. As soon as he was posing, man, it was amazing to watch his body just explode. And
Yeah, I heard on his interview, I heard on his interview with MD that he hasn't been in the Olympia since like 2008.
It's hard to believe, huh?
Yeah. So he's going back now after this win.
Yeah, he just seemed to miss it every time. He just wasn't on, just wasn't right, and almost didn't look that way, right before the finals to me. And then all of a sudden, it all came together, man. It was like it was incredible. I mean, everybody was talking about, oh my God, is he getting better and better as we're looking at him? Like, yeah, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And he did.
And what do you think about Michael Lockett? He's making his pro debut after taking second place at the super heavyweight class at the Nationals last year.
I'll tell you what, he was very impressive. He's got a combination between Melvin Anthony and Dexter. Incredible. Great muscle tone, fullness, his arms, his chest, great conditioning, small little waist. I think if he is careful in putting on some more size and keeps that conditioning, keeps that waist small, he's gonna know. A lot of people are gonna notice this guy. He really impressed me.
Yeah. Great
posing routine, really good, phenomenal.
He's got a really unique look, real grainy, hard almost, right?
Like sandpaper. I mean, it was like sandpaper, man. It was incredible. It was just amazing to watch. Just everything was just striated. It was just, it was phenomenal.
And then in third place, Alexander Fedorov, a name that we haven't heard in a long time. I remember him 10 years ago competing against Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler in one of those Grand Prix right after the Olympia.
Yeah, I think it's been like 8 years or something for him.
Yeah.
And Fedorov did an incredible job, man. He had a great posing routine. There you go. Those old timers coming back. Incredible posing routine. It was great. Great to see him on stage. Big dude, man.
Yeah.
He was. You missed it in the overall for the finals. They came down and had a pose down. They all got down in the audience and stuff. And I mean, you don't appreciate these guys till they're standing next to you.
Yeah.
And I think Fedorov picked some little kid up and held him in his hand and did a selfie with him and stuff. It was pretty amazing.
Wow. How did his pec look? I heard he tore his pec.
I didn't notice.
Really?
I really didn't draw my attention.
Okay.
So he did a great job holding, going sides and the side shots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't notice it front on, And I wasn't looking for it, but I didn't notice it. It didn't stand out to me.
What do you think he needs to do to get to the Olympia?
Conditioning.
Yeah.
The waist size, of course, but conditioning. I think he's supposed to be doing New York, so I think he may pull it out. He may pull it off up in New York.
That's going to be much tougher competition, though, too.
The lineup doesn't seem that great.
Well, you got Victor Martinez, who's looking good, and you got Juan Morel.
But that's it.
Yeah.
And if they're not on, you know how those guys are. They got to be on. Sometimes they don't come the way they should.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good battle for the top three up there. It's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but I think his conditioning is going to be part of it. Everything else looked really good,
Okay. So overall, very good pro division then, huh?
The top 4 or 5, yes. I think there was a little bit of a drop off after that.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning could have been a lot better on a lot of the guys. Daniel Top from Hungary, who came in 5th.
Yeah.
Great look. I like Daniel, but his conditioning seemed to be a little bit off. I think someone you're going to need to look out for is Ian from Canada.
Oh, yeah, Ian Valeri.
Yeah, he's got a great look, man. Small waist, great symmetry. If he can put the right size on and come in just ripped, I'll tell you, he's going to do some damage, man. Besides Michael, that was probably the best physique that I personally care for.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it looked really good. 7th place finish was good for him, I guess. But I think he could do a lot better especially with his conditioning. And I personally I think he's got a very, very pretty physique. I like to see him do better.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good that physiques like that are coming up, and I hope he continues to improve and leads the way in the IFBB Pro League.
Yeah, most definitely. I hope so too.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you again for joining us. We had a long report, but it was a huge contest, almost 400 competitors in the amateur alone, so gigantic competition. Absolutely, definitely the biggest competition of the year so far in Florida.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it seems like making this contest a national qualifier made a huge difference with going from 180 to 370 competitors.
Yeah, and as I said, it's as far as I know, in our district, it's the only one before the juniors.
Yeah, right.
So I think that really helped contribute to the show.
Right, absolutely. Okay, Mike. Well, thank you for joining us again, and we will talk to you soon. We've got a lot more competitions coming up in the May schedule, so we look forward to talking to you soon, Mike.
Most definitely.
All right. Thanks for your help, buddy. I'll talk to you
soon.
You got it. All right. All right, welcome back to the Florida Physique Report, and my guest this week is August Lisec. August just won the men's physique overall at the Europa Orlando, which was last weekend, and he also won quite a few shows last year. How you doing, August?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Well, you're off to a good start for this year, huh? You had a really good year last year, your first year in competition. You won a couple overalls at some big shows. And now you're starting 2015 off with another overall win.
Yeah, last year was good to me. Where I saw you at the Southeastern USA,
Yeah.
I won that show, the overall, and then I went up to I think 3 weeks after that, I went up to Kentucky, and I was just planning on working the booth there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was working out the day before the show with my coach in the gym, and he's like, "You look really good. Why don't you we'll try it?" So I didn't deplete or anything like that, and at the Kentucky Muscle, and I was fortunate enough to win that show as well, which was, I thought, one of my best looks, not depleting, just staying really full.
Yeah.
And then I went to Nationals 2 weeks after that, and I was just burnt out. I was completely flat on stage, and
Yeah.
I kind of got a little too hard for what they wanted, I think. And it didn't pay off the way I thought it would.
And last year was your first year competing ever, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about how you got into weight training, because I remember you told me in one of the interviews we did last year that both your mom and dad were into competing when you were a kid.
Yeah. When I was born, they were competing right around then. My mom had me at 21, so it was right around then to about 24 that she was competing in women's fitness.
Okay.
And my dad did light heavyweights bodybuilding.
Okay.
She won a couple of shows, and he placed top 3 at a few. I don't know if he ever took one home. I still have a couple of his trophies, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they had me kind of in the gym at an early age, or at least he did. Around 14 years old, I started lifting. Not too early, so that it would stunt my growth or anything like that. But had me in the gym early, and then I just really that was what through high school I loved weightlifting. I was the varsity captain in my lacrosse team, and then I went straight to the weight room every day.
Huh. Okay. So when you started weight training, did you have any plans to be a bodybuilder like your dad was?
No, not at all. Really, because I never wanted to be. I always wanted to maintain a really aesthetic look. I never wanted to be too big. When I had my physique in mind when I was younger, I just wanted to be what I thought looked good and what I thought was attractive. And at that time, men's physique wasn't around when I was 14, 15 years old. Or if it was, it wasn't very popular like it is now.
No, I don't think it was around at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when that came around, it kind of opened my eyes to like it'd be fun because I grew up my entire life competing in sports, and then once I graduated from high school and I was done playing sports, I still wanted an avenue to compete.
Yeah.
And be competitive doing something. So this allows me to do that.
What sports did you play in high school?
High school, I was a varsity pitcher, and then I actually cracked all the growth plates in my rotator cuff, so I couldn't pitch anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me anymore, which is good. But so I switched over to lacrosse, and I played that for 2 years. Ended up becoming the captain of my team, and that was a lot of fun. Lacrosse is a good sport. You can be really physical, and
Yeah, yeah. Did you have a pretty good physique then in high school from weight training at 14 years old?
yeah. I stay pretty lean. I don't hold fat in the front side of my body at all, really.
Okay.
So I never really. I've always had a 6-pack, and it was a little easier for me to put on size than a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
But I never reached my full potential until, I really started dieting and learning about my body. And I still haven't reached my full potential, I don't think, but
Yeah.
It's learning different things about myself. I had no idea what I was doing then. I was just eating a ton of food, pasta all day, every day,
Right.
and working out.
So what got you into wanting to start competing then in men's physique? Was there somebody that you saw in the gym that inspired you, or was it a contest you saw?
I'd have to say, I think, honestly, my parents brought it up to me.
Mm-hmm.
I looked into it a little bit online. I looked at the guys like Jason Poston and Physique, and that look attracted me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started prepping for my first show, which was the Anna Level down here. That was in June of last year, and I really had no idea what I was doing for the first. I'd say I started prepping like 4 months out because I hadn't worked out for a while before that. I'd taken a little time off the gym, and I didn't have a coach or anything like that. And then about a month before my show, I found my coach, who I'm still with now, Dominic Jacobon, and I ended up placing second there, and then rebuilt and came back 2 months later, and that's when you saw me for the first time.
So what did you do different from the Anna Level show, which is a pretty big show? That's a big contest in South Florida. What did you do different from that one to the Southeastern?
I actually dieted. Yeah, well, I mean, I dieted before, but I cheated too much. I just cheated myself, and I didn't have the foundation that I needed to have. I didn't build my back up to where it needed to be. I had, most guys when they're working out, they chest and arms, chest and arms, chest and arms. So I had real, good chest development. I had big arms, and but when you're just lifting for not a stage look, you don't pay much attention to your backside.
Right.
That was my problem. As I got on stage, and I didn't have a back.
Yeah.
I had abs, and I had the chest, and I had delts, but I had no back, so that really hurt me in the competition. Especially, I went up against a really good competitor too, as well, for my class. A guy by the name of Vaughn, who competed against me at the Nationals. I think he also won the Southern States last year.
Yeah.
So it was a tough competition.
Yeah. And then you saw for the Nationals, then you just dieted too long, or you just came in a little bit too hard, huh? Came in a little flat.
Yeah, I restricted my carbs way too much, and I just never filled back out. And I didn't have an ounce of fat on me. It was,
right.
It was just too much, I think.
Right.
I think the judge guys, it was a little too much. I went back and I looked at the pictures, and I looked flat, and you could see all my veins even from the pictures, but I just don't think that's the look that they wanted.
Right.
And
right.
It's maybe heading a little bit in that direction, a little bit more of a harder look, I think.
Yeah.
Now, but it was a little too much definitely last season, and I don't think I had the size. I went on stage at about 183. I think I told you this at Nationals, and my plan was to come back on stage, 190, 195, and I got on stage at the Europa at 193.
Wow. Okay.
So I hit my mark. For 6 months I added a good 10 pounds that I needed to.
Yeah. Okay. How was that experience going into the Nationals? Because I know a lot of people win local shows, even pretty big local shows, but when you get to that Nationals, it's sort of a shock sometimes because there's so many people and they go really fast with the judging.
What I didn't like the most about it, to be honest, is I couldn't have my coach backstage with me. That's a big thing for me, is he helps me pump up. He keeps my nerves down. That's a big thing for me. So when all of a sudden they were like, yeah, you're just going back there, and I was back there for an hour and a half just doing my thing, and it's hard for me. Like, I can ask him and be like, right now, and he'll be like, "You're done pumping up. Don't do anything. Don't touch yourself. Just don't go stand in line."
Yeah.
But I pumped up for too long. It was a lot of my nerves were not where they needed to be. I came back at night looking, I think, awesome for myself, but that morning I was just nervous and I didn't know what I was doing. I think this time it'll be a little different.
Yeah. That first national experience is always a learning experience, I think, for most people, because it's just sort of overwhelming with the amount of people, how fast the judging goes, how fast they move you backstage.
Yeah.
And it's sort of an eye-opening experience, I think, for most people, especially when you do it the first time.
Mm-hmm. And going into it, me and my girlfriend both competed at that show, so it was just a lot of nerves leading up to it for both of us.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your training and your diet, August. I see a lot of pictures on Facebook of men's physique competitors, and it seems like everybody is ripped all the time. Is there an off season for you, or do you pretty much stay lean all the time?
My goal is to stay within 2 to 3 weeks of show ready.
Okay.
Like this, getting ready for the Europa. I don't know if you saw, but I stepped back from competing. I made a decision, early April. It was the end of March that I wasn't going to compete anymore. And so I took time off, and I just ate. It's what I needed. I dieted myself all the way down. I was show ready 5 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just burnt out, and I was, I'm just going to be done with this for a little bit, focus on school, focus on work, family, stuff like that. And then about 2.5 weeks came before it was ready for the show, and I talked to my coach, and I was like, you know what, I think, I sent him pictures, like, do you think I could get ready in the next 2.5 weeks? He's like, you know yourself, I think you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough. I dieted really hard for 2.5 weeks, but I was already pretty lean. I gained a little bit of fat because I was eating out with my friends every day and stuff like that for 2-3 weeks. So that you'll gain a little fat doing that. But I think in the end, it really helped me because it allowed me to be so much fuller on stage. I dieted myself down so hard, and then I ate for 2 weeks. Just ate almost whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And it relaxed me. I got all my size back, and then I cut down for 2.5 weeks before the show, which I think is what I'm going to keep doing, is just kind of maintain a pretty lean look, and then 2.5-3 weeks before the show really come down.
Okay. So that's weird. Almost like you were ready to give it up. You relaxed a little bit on your diet and relaxed on your attitude even, and then that sort of helped you.
Yeah, it was just because I was training at Gold's Gym at the time, and I'd be up at 4:30 in the morning, and going days without carbs was not. When your day starts at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes I wouldn't get home till 12 at night because I work at a wine bar at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long day, and then you're at the gym all day, and then you got to go train, and it's just like I burnt myself out doing too much once, and I threw school on top of that, and it was too much. So when I took a step back from training people, and I ate a little bit, and I felt better.
Yeah. What are you going to school for?
Exercise science. I'm going to hopefully be a physical therapist.
Okay.
My coach is actually going to open up a chiropractic and wellness center.
Okay.
And go work for him.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your training, August. How does a men's physique competitor train? How many days a week do you go? And, are you focusing on certain body parts? How do you do that?
I should take a day off. I don't. I usually don't take a day off of the gym because I just love working out. It's the highlight of my day, at least, is just going to the gym. My split is usually I'll do chest alone, back alone, and shoulders alone, and have an arm day, depending on how I'm feeling. And if, because my arms develop pretty quickly, sometimes I'll just throw in a set or two of arms at the end of a chest workout or at the end of a back workout.
Okay.
As far as cardio goes, I'm usually doing about 30 to 40 minutes of high-intensity interval training at the end of every workout.
Okay.
That I do every day.
Now, what do you mean by that high-intensity interval training? What do you do for your cardio?
My method of doing it is on the treadmill. I'll do 10-minute intervals, and I'll start at a 10% incline and at a low speed, and I'll work for 10 minutes. I'll work my way up to where my heart's really going. And then as soon as I know that I've reached a certain level, I'll drop it back down, and I'll just repeat that 3 or 4 times. You can also do it. I did it on the Stairmaster for a while. I'd set it to like level 8, work myself all the way up to 16, drop it back to 8, work my way up to 16, and then drop it back again, and do that for 30, 45 minutes.
How long is each interval? Like when you're going up or down, how long is like a minute or 2 minutes?
I usually do 2 minutes I'll do 2 minutes at a certain speed, then kick it up 2 minutes, then kick it up 2 minutes, then kick it up.
Okay. Now, doing cardio all the time, do you become more cardiovascular efficient? Do you have to keep increasing that, or do you just always keep it about the same workout?
I keep it about the same. If I say the night before I ate something I shouldn't have, I usually do a little bit more. But for the most part, I try to keep it consistent. I just think that if I'm consistent with my training, and I can almost predict how I'm going to look when it comes showtime. But if I'm playing with a whole bunch of different variables, I don't know if it's all going to come together.
Yeah. So it's pretty much just staying consistent, looking really close to show condition, and you can dial it in then easier.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot easier to make those tweaks that you need to in the last 2 or 3 weeks if you're already pretty much there.
Yeah.
Is my take on it. It's a little tougher to maintain year round, but it's worth it if you're going to compete often, which I plan on. I love competing. Last year I did 4 shows in a 6-month or 5-month span.
Yeah.
I want to try to double that this year.
Okay.
I really love stepping on stage.
Are there certain things about your physique that you think you need to work on? Certain areas?
The main thing is still my back. It's not where I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I hold all my water and fat in my lower back, like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So if I could get that developed a little bit more, I haven't been able to see stage shots of my backside from this past show, so I don't really know how it looked up there. I felt good about it. I felt the best I have up there. So we'll see when the stage shots come out. But I think that's the main area I need to improve on, and my coach has me right now hitting back 3 times a week.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm really trying to, because I plan on doing the Junior USAs, so I'm really trying to bring out all the detail I can leading up to that show.
So when you do your back workouts, is it more for building certain areas of your back, or more for bringing out more detail?
Right now, it's a lot of detail work, a lot of pullovers, I do a lot of pull-ups. I love starting my workouts with pull-ups and hyperextensions.
Okay.
Then I'll do pullovers on the bench, with just my rear delts hanging on the bench.
Yeah.
And I keep it basic. I'll do a lot of, I'll bend over rows. I'll do, and then I'll throw in a couple hammer strength machines that I have different variations for the grips that I can use to get that detail muscle in there.
Okay.
So I keep it, 6 to 7 exercises, 4 sets every exercise.
Okay. You're doing that 3 days a week then?
Yeah. Yeah, but I move really quickly. I say 7 exercises, but it's usually done in 45 minutes.
Okay.
I don't take more than 30 seconds between a set.
Okay.
So I try to, that in itself kind of ends up being a cardio workout.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much cardio I'm actually doing. I think that's what helps me stay pretty lean, is that I don't take 2-3 minutes. I don't like to talk in the gym. I don't work out with anybody. I like to train alone. So that kind of helps.
Yeah. So are all your workouts like that then for every body part? Pretty quick and fast, intense?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do, especially shoulders. Shoulders are probably my favorite body part to train because you can really feel the burn.
Yeah.
And that, sometimes I'll knock that out in 35 minutes.
Okay.
Moving really quickly. I like doing circuit training. A lot of drop sets, supersets, just moving from machine to machine to machine. Because I try to pick times when the gym's not super busy so that I can develop a little circuit.
Yeah.
I have my go-to ones that I know I'm going to do before I head in.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't really know how a men's physique competitor trained in comparison to like a bodybuilder,
I think, the main difference would be that it's just a lot, or for myself at least, it's a lot of the circuit training and a lot of, I'm not going super heavy because I'm not trying to put on too much more size. I'm just really working on the details and getting a good cardio workout at the same time, trying to keep myself really lean year round, like we were talking about.
Right.
My off season nothing really changes. I don't eat differently. I think the only time I eat differently is the 2-3 weeks leading up before a show.
Okay.
Other than that, my diet's pretty consistent day in and day out.
Okay. So what do you got next then, August? What's the rest of the year looking like? You're going to do the Junior USAs, which is in about probably like 3.5 weeks, right?
3.5 weeks, yep, up in Charleston.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. And if I don't get it there, then I'm just going to I'll go to Junior Nationals. If I don't get it there, I'll just move to the next one. I'm going to keep going from show to show to show.
Okay.
And hopefully, can get the pro card this year.
Yeah.
And start competing. If I can get it early in the year, that'd be great. So
Yeah.
I can start competing on the. I'd like to get on the pro stage as soon as I can.
Okay.
If possible.
Yeah, there's quite a few pro shows just in Florida alone, right?
Yeah, they're popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
There was the Muscle Beach Pro, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which show had a lot of competitors.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a couple ones in Boca Raton, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations again, August. I thought that was the best you looked also. I thought you had a really good look on stage at Europa over the weekend. How'd you feel about that show? It looked like a pretty tough contest. There was a lot of competitors in that contest. I mean, overall, I think there was close to 400 competitors. And the men's physique, of course, is always one of the most populated competitions. So how'd you feel about that show overall, about the competition?
Competition was pretty stacked, especially for my class, I thought. And there was probably, close to 70 men's physique competitors.
Yeah.
More,
Yeah.
So it was a little overwhelming at first, but I felt good about it. Once you get backstage and you start pumping up and you're nervous, you calm yourself, you feel a little better about it. But overall, I thought that every class was tough. Every class had a select few really good guys.
Yeah.
And that made it tough, especially because it was a 2-day event, which I'd never dealt with. I'd never dealt with, stepping on stage. We stepped on stage at 5 o'clock on Friday, 5 o'clock p.m. Or it was probably closer to 7. We were supposed to start at 5. And then didn't get back on stage again until about 12 the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Which for me was really, really weird because I'd never dealt with, usually after a show, that night you go out, you eat, and you celebrate or don't celebrate, but
right.
You enjoy yourself. And to go into that night not knowing how I did, not knowing what was going to happen the next day, and I really had no idea what I was even I was going to eat. I was kind of playing it by the hour as my eating went, which was because my coach was with me, so he could kind of tell me, okay, go eat this, go eat that, let's go do this. But yeah, so that was a pretty good experience, learning what to do for a 2-day event like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, congratulations on your big win, and we look forward to seeing how you do at the Junior USA in a couple more weeks. And I think you got the physique to go all the way, so I think you're going to get your pro card this year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, August. Thanks for joining us on the Florida Physique Report.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, buddy. Thanks. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Florida Physique Report, episode number 33. Join us next week when we will have a review of the Gold Coast Classic, which is taking place this weekend in Miami. And we will also review the results from the Seminole Classic, which is taking place this weekend in Sanford, Florida. That's it for us at the Florida Physique Report. Have a good weekend, everybody, and we will see you next week.